The rain drummed steadily against the city streets, neon signs reflecting off the slick pavement as Rafael Rafe Mendoza navigated his taxi through the bustling urban sprawl. It was a long shift, but he never minded the work. Providing safe and reliable transportation for his passengers was something he took pride in. Just as he pulled into the taxi rank near a major transportation hub, the familiar wail of a siren cut through the hum of the city. In his rearview mirror, he saw the flashing lights of a patrol car signaling him to pull over. With a sigh, he did as instructed, rolling down his window as Officer Greg Thompson approached. "License and registration," Thompson demanded without preamble, his eyes scanning the interior of the cab with barely concealed suspicion. Rafe complied, handing over his documents. "Was I speeding, officer?" he asked, keeping his voice steady. Thompson smirked, flipping through the papers. "Improper lane change back there. You're lucky I don't write you up for reckless driving." Rafe frowned. He knew he hadn't made any such violation. "Officer, I don't believe I did anything wrong." The smirk on Thompson's face twisted into something colder. Before we continue this story, let us know where you're watching from. If you enjoy stories like this, subscribe to the channel, because tomorrow we have another special story for you. "Are you arguing with me now?" he asked, his voice laced with warning. Before Rafe could respond, Thompson yanked open the door. The action startled Rafe, and he instinctively raised his hands. "Step out of the vehicle," Thompson ordered. A small crowd had started to gather, watching the encounter with growing unease. Among them was Jenny Cruz, a community advocate who had seen too many of these encounters escalate unjustly. Sensing trouble, she discreetly pulled out her phone and began recording. Rafe stepped out, his pulse quickening as the rain continued to pour. Thompson stepped closer, his body language aggressive. "I've seen your kind before," the officer muttered, "always acting like you own the road." Rafe barely had time to process the insult before the first blow landed. The punch sent him staggering, pain exploding across his cheekbone as gasps erupted from the onlookers. He tasted blood, his vision swimming as he struggled to stay on his feet. Jenny's camera caught everything: the unnecessary escalation, the unprovoked assault, the stunned expression on Rafe's face. She didn't hesitate. She uploaded the footage to social media, captioning it, "This is what unchecked power looks like." By the time journalist Marcus Delgado caught wind of the video, it had already gone viral. He began digging into Thompson's record, uncovering a troubling history of excessive force complaints that had been buried under bureaucratic red tape. Within hours, the footage dominated the news cycle. City officials scrambled to respond as protests erupted outside the police precinct. Under immense pressure, the department placed Thompson on immediate suspension pending a full investigation. Meanwhile, Rafe found himself at the center of a growing movement. As he recovered from his injuries, he spoke out about the need for accountability, becoming a voice for countless others who had been silenced. Marcus's in-depth coverage didn't just expose one corrupt officer. It highlighted a system that had allowed such behavior to fester unchecked. Policy discussions ensued, leading to mandatory bias training for officers and increased transparency in handling complaints. The city had changed. What started as an unjustified stop had evolved into a battle for justice, proving that one act of defiance, one piece of undeniable evidence, could spark a movement capable of reshaping an entire community.